The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has commenced direct supply of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, to oil marketers, bypassing the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. Dangote Refinery began PMS production on September 15, with the NNPC initially announced as the sole off-taker. However, the federal government has now fully deregulated the market, allowing marketers to negotiate prices directly with refineries.
The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, has agreed to work with Dangote Refinery. The association's vice president, Fashola, stated this recently when he led officials to a meeting with the vice president of the Dangote Refineries, Devakumar Edwin, in Lagos. Joining us to discuss this is National Publicity Secretary of IPMAN, Chinedu Ukadike. Again, good morning. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well.
Very well, thank you.
The last time that we spoke was in the FCT, and of course, we had a lot of questions, to ask then. But of course, you also made some declarations then that you were just setting up for a meeting with the Dangote refineries, and you would have good news for Nigerians, the possibility of selling petrol cheaper than NNPC. So let's quickly just, get to know what has happened since then.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's very, very optimistic, and I also know that any moment from now, Nigerians will have a relief of this racketeering and profiteering in terms of the downstream distribution chain. The meeting, the vice president of IPMAN I had with Dangote was an intro meeting, also a way of also introducing the intent of independent marketers towards having a direct sale or direct purchase agreement with Dangote. Independent marketers now, we are coming holistically, to be able to offtake products from Dangote. And like I said before in our last interview, that we have the structure. We are 90% all over the country as far as the downstream distribution chain is concerned. We, the independent marketers, we own the filling stations in the looks and cleaning of this country. We have the trucks. We also have the finance to take any product that comes out from Dangote's refinery. Like I said clearly, we welcome the invent of this refinery. This thing have already heaved us a lot of ambiguities in terms of making petroleum products. We want direct sales. We want to take our products willingly. We don't want this bureaucratic, lengthy procedures of collecting petroleum products from the source. Now that the source is here, we are no longer talking about importing petroleum products outside the country. We are no longer talking about a set of individuals, a set of company, a set of conglomerates taking care of bringing in products while we become at their midst. Now, these products we have been imported is here, right here in Nigeria. And this refinery, 650 barrel per day refinery, has reassured us that they are going to produce whatever Nigerians can consume. So the most important thing is distribution. That is where we came. We are coming in. Distribution. Now, Dangote, after waiting lengthily for NNPC to take this product, and also looking at the variables that NNPC cannot be able to take this product, now decided to sell to other marketers. And I have confirmed reliably from the source that Dangote have started selling to marketers, maybe some DAPMAN members who have already approached him, and they have supplied them this product. What I'm talking about is for the independent marketers that have come holistically to be able to also take this product. We don't want this round tripping. We don't want our faith, our vision, and our destiny to be loaded into the hands of some people who, when we have paid in the products money into their banks, they will keep that money for 2-3 weeks and use that same money by independent marketers to go and import petroleum product or to go and buy petroleum.
Who are you referring to now? Which people are you referring to now?
I'm talking about the middlemen, like some DAPA members. Most of them don't own filling stations. You understand me? We own the filling stations. So that is why I'm saying that we don't want this. God has made it clear. The NNPC have said, Dangote, sell to anybody whom we want to sell to. The willing buyer, willing seller relationship has commenced. And we have lauded that. We also like to also thank him for taking the bulls by the horn. So our import license, in line with NNDPR procedures, is on process. The authority chief of NNDPR, who is also working assiduously to ensure that this issue of deregularization and liberalization of the market is followed religiously, has promised us that he's going to give us import license. And I also believe that maybe by next week or next 2 weeks now, our import license will be ready. We can take from Dangote. We can take from anywhere. That is the beauty of this liberalization of the market. I also want to reassure you that with what is happening now, this product will come down.
Okay, so I mean, speaking of coming down, that's what I wanted to ask about. Pricing, is that a factor to still be considered? Because I remember in our previous conversations, part of the concern you had shared was about how they were selling to NNPC at a different cost and it was more expensive for independent marketers. So is that a factor that we should still, the independent marketers are still worried about? Also, you had mentioned how the independent marketers will sell petrol cheaper than NNPC. Is that still possible?
Yes, with this part we are now going to have with Dangote, because we also believe and we have suggested and we have requested for an elaborate meeting so that we can be able to, sit down with them and open up the tenets of this market, because it's a refinery. They might not be able to know what the individuals here, the practitioners are passing through. So by the time we will sit down with him, we will be able to open up what we are passing through, and martial out ways where we can come in to be able to facilitate of taking of this product. I'll give you an example that when Dangote came in with his AGO, the AGO at that time was 1,800, almost calculated to 2,000. But the minute Dangote started production of AGO, AGO came from 1,008 to 1,200. People who are importing also insisted that they will be importing. That even at 1,002, they are also making gain. After some time, Dangote also looked at his cost effect of producing AGO and reduced it to 1,000, even to 950 naira. This is something that was at 1,008, diving to 2,000. So I believe that with time, when the man has mastered the techniques of producing this petroleum product cheaper, this product will come down. I want to bet you this product is going to come down. It's just with time. Even at that point, some people start clamoring. He said you does not have quality. He does not even have license. A lot of schemish things.
So, but for now, Mr. Ukadike, just to be clear, that the last meeting that you had, since that meeting, there's no actual agreement on the time with which you will start to receive from Dangote refineries directly to IPMAN members across the country, and there's also no clarity as to how much a liter of petrol would be from Dangote refineries to IPMAN.
No, not at all. Not at all. I told you that the meeting that the vice president of IPMAN went to Dangote was an intro meeting, which is giving birth to this business meeting we are about to hold maybe next week. We are about to hold next week. That will cement our relationship. Even maybe an MOU will be signed that between independent marketers and Dangote. And this one will put a ceiling to the issues, these questions you have asked now, the issue of pricing, the issue of taking, the issue of logistics and all the rest of them. And also some of the issues that our vice president has raised, the issue of packing, because our trucks, when our trucks comes in numerous numbers. And when the independent marketers trucks will start coming to Pejuleki, it will be like Holocaust. So it is important that we also address the issue of packing. and which they also have promised us. These are the factors, these are the little variables that we will have to take care of before we start up business with Dangote. And once we move into that place, I want to bet you that products will be adequate.
When you finally have this meeting sometime next week, like you say, will the conversation about round tripping and measures to prevent round tripping be handled in the meeting? Will that agreement, the MOU you're going to sign, will it ensure that you don't have concerns about round tripping with DAPMAN and all the other bodies that you've mentioned?
Yes, that is our problem. That is what has been killing Nigerians. When there is adequate supply of petroleum products, people will be buying differently and people will be selling differently. Somebody will be selling to you at 1,040 naira. Inside his own filling station, he's selling his own 950 naira. How will you not sell? That is why you see some filling station, they will go and queue. The queue will round and round and round like mosquito coil in one filling station. Why the independent marketers that are side by side with them does not even have product to sell? Even when they are selling around 1,002 because it is that same source, that same pump that they are selling to you 950 naira. That is where we're also buying to sell in our own filling station. You see the hilarious aspect of distribution channel that has brought this profiteering I'm talking about and the increase in pricing. So with this direct sale, well, we don't have anybody to care for. If your product is cheap, we will buy from you and we will also compete with you. I have said that time with that number in so many studios that have appeared that with independent marketers, we are only interested in return on investment and continue turnover. That is what we are. We have our trucks, we have our depot now, we have our filling stations. We are not putting filling station from anybody. Neither are we hiring from anybody. See the variables I have all removed. It will bring down the cost of these petroleum products.
Okay. I understand, I'm too, I continue to hammer on this particular question, but it's because everyone is really concerned about pricing. And yes, I know that you may not have your own refinery, but can you give us a range of what you believe that petrol should be sold at in Nigeria, looking at all the factors that should determine price? Now that you're likely going to be getting off the Dangote Refinery, what is a price range that you think Nigerians should expect?
Well, also what I will say here, affirmatively and vehemently, is that the price will come down.
Come down from where? Come down from what to what?
Now you're asking me what is the price.
No, that's why I'm asking for a range. I don't want you to give me a specific price, but give me a range.
Are we looking at like maybe 500 naira to 700 naira per liter?
Yeah, I want to reassure you. Once IPMAN takes off, price will not be above 1,000 naira. Once we take off, with what we are going to arrange with that, the give and take, the meeting we are going to have with Dangote, I also believe strongly that there will be an indigenous concession, because this is an indigenous refinery. There will be an indigenous concession that will be given to independent marketers in that regard. And whatever that concession that is given to us, we will put it back to the economy, to Nigerians, because we are not the IOCs. We did not come here to establish this. We are not government workers. So whatever concession that's given to us, we will. But I cannot be able to determine price for Dangote.
Yeah, I don't expect that you would determine his price. He understands, or he rather will be able to determine what it would cost him to produce.
Somebody like me who doesn't own a refinery will tell you how much products can be.
Mr. Ukadike, apologies.
I'm talking like a Nigerian.
Yeah, apologies. I want you to share with us what your own transportation or marketing, cost might be if Dangote says he's going to be selling at 500 naira per liter. For example, what extras would needed to be added between the Dangote Refinery and the petrol station?
It depends on the distance of the filling stations. Also remember that the cost of transportation is not being borne by the marketers. PF has been removed, so marketers bear the burden of transportation, and the cost of this will also determine the cost of transportation. But I also want to believe that, and also that, that because we own the trucks, we also sell the diesel. Some of this marks up, we'll remove it. Product, if Dangote gives us this product, maybe at 1,000 or at 900. I don't think any if the filling station even goes in Kafachan will sell anything less than 1,100 or 1,150. Just adding, minimal matching. But because we are interested in turnover, we are really interested in turnover.
Nigerians are interested in seeing products and seeing it too, readily available and at a very decent rate. I think the final question from here would be, when you have this meeting with Dangote sometime next week and you have this MOU signed, how soon should Nigerians expect implementation of this?
We are very optimistic. We are businessmen. If we finish the meeting by next week, and NNPC have done with the process of our import license and all that documentations, because there are supposed to be bulk purchase documentation, which NNPC and the authority is going to issue to IPMAN to enable IPMAN, of take this product. So immediately that one is done, I also want to reassure you that highest in the next 2-3 weeks, we will be in business, and most of these issues will be resolved.
All right.
Okay. All right, Chinedu Ukadike, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to your news from next week. Let's see that the meeting has been had, and then Nigerians will actually expect to buy petrol a lot cheaper than we're currently buying it. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll speak with you soon.